So today we're gonna work on the new Chevy 10-speed transmission procedure. To start, we have to start the vehicle. Go ahead. And then before we do anything, we need to run it through every gear for 3 seconds. Every gear for 3 seconds. So go put your foot on the brake. Now, it's very important in checking fluid on these. We have to have the engine temperature, because of the cooler inside the transmission, up to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. So to find that on your dashboard, you hit the button in the middle and turn the dial. It'll take you down to where it says transmission temperature. And right now we're running at 142. To get it up to the 158 degrees, you hit the emergency brake on the car. You put your foot on the brake, put it in drive, and on and off for 10 seconds, you're gonna run it at no more than 1,500 RPMs. So up to no more than 1,500 RPMs for 10 seconds. And then back to idle for 10 seconds. Hit the button. Back up to 1,500 RPM for 10 seconds. And back to idle for 10 seconds. Back up to 1,500 RPM for 10 seconds. And now that we have it over 158 degrees Fahrenheit, now we can go downstairs and check the level. The engine's running an 8mm hex tool. We're going to pull the drain plug to check the level. We should find a steady drip. The hose into the transmission drain hole. You're going to have to add the blue hose from the transmission machine. And as we go up to where the drain hole is, inside the transmission pan, there's a little hole to the right. You're going to have to make sure that that hose feeds inside it. Looking estimate about 4 inches. Now, with our transmission machine hooked up, first off, it's very important that we verify that you're using the correct fluid. This, being the 10-speed transmission, is going to use a Dextron. It's the ULV. They're very specific. It's different for the 10, it's different for the 6, so make sure we're using the right one. This particular vehicle was calling for 8.5 quarts. So we're going to go ahead and fill it up to 9. And now we're going to get our machine ready. We're going to place enter, and we're going to set it to dipstick service, just like we're doing it through the dipstick tube. And then we're going to hit start. Now just run this completely through the cycle, just like you do a dipstick. The machine will tell you to start the vehicle. It's already running. Just go ahead and hit enter. And when the service is finished, we're going to go downstairs and we're going to check our levels again. So now that the machine has gone through the service, we're going to remove the hose out of the transmission downstairs. We're going to replace the plug. We're going to come back upstairs, run the vehicle through all the gears for 10 seconds, and then we're going to go back downstairs to check the level. Now, prior to checking the level, once the service was complete, we're going to run it through the gears for 3 seconds apiece, just like we did when we started. Make sure that the transmission is back to 158 degrees, just like we did when we started. Then we're going to pull the plug, and we're verifying that we only have a grip. If we do not have a grip, we need to top off the transmission fluid. When we topped it off, we're back to where we've got a steady drip coming out of the transmission fill hole. Now, it's very important not to underfill it. We don't want to tear up the transmission. It's equally important, according to all data, that we don't overfill it because it can leak through the exhaust vent valve or port vent, and it can actually cause the vehicle to catch fire. So before we take it on a test drive, we need to make sure that the level is correct.